This is Unity, Joy of Life. I'm Nancy Norman, and this is your weekly wisdom. All of us at some point in time have experienced hurt feelings when somebody has done something or said something that doesn't feel too kind or too good. And if it hasn't happened to us, we've known of someone, either a friend or a family member, that has gone through some challenges or a period in their life where someone has done something or said something that was hurtful. Well, whenever those things happen, I like to remember a book that was written many years ago by the Reverend Terry Cole Whitaker. And the name of the book was What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. And that is the truth. What somebody thinks of you is none of your business. Because whatever they're saying or whatever they're doing, it's really about them. Has nothing to do with you. So remember that. If you are in an area where it could be that you could have your feelings hurt, remember, what you think of me is none of my business. Or as Jesus told his disciples when he sent them out to teach, he said, now, when you approach a house, extend to the person that opens the door. Extend to them the customary salutation. He said, speak a blessing, and the blessing was, peace be to this house. It was customary at that time to extend a blessing, and if somebody didn't receive the blessing, then it was felt that that blessing would just come back to the person that extended it in the first place. So, what you think of me is none of my business. So Jesus said, so go to the home and extend the blessing, say peace be to this house, and if the person that opens the door will not accept the blessing, then he said, shake the dust from your sandals and leave. In other words, shake the dust from your sandals and get out of Dodge. Or shake the dust from your sandals and leave the situation. Shake the dust from your sandals and leave the hurt feelings. Release those hurt feelings. Let them go because they're not yours unless you decide to own them. What you think of me is none of my business. You know, we really can't afford to hang on to hurt feelings and anger and bitterness because it actually ends up harming ourselves mentally, physically, or in our own personal relationships. The law of the universe takes care of everything. The law of the universe tells us that we cannot hurt another without hurting ourselves. So let it go. Let it go, let it go, knowing that nothing can withhold or take the good that God has for you. Nothing can take that away. Let it go. What you think of me is none of my business. Now, there's a man by the name of Reverend T.D. Jakes that has a wonderful idea about letting it go. There are people who walk away from you. And hear me when I tell you, when people walk away from you, let them walk. I don't want you to try to talk another person into staying with you, loving you, calling you, caring about you, coming to see you, staying attached to you. I mean, hang up the phone. When people can walk away from you, let them walk. Let them walk. Your destiny is never tied to anybody that left. People leave you because they're not joined to you. And if they're not joined to you, you can't make them stay. Let them go. And it doesn't mean that they are a bad person. It just means that their part in the story is over. It's over. And you've got to know when people's part in your story is over, so you don't keep trying to raise the dead. You've got to know it's dead. You've got to know it's over. Let me tell you something. I've got the gift of goodbye. It's the 10th spiritual gift. I believe in goodbye. It's not that I'm hateful. It's that I'm faithful. And I know whatever God means for me to have, He'll give it to me. And if it takes too much sweat, I don't need it. Stop begging people to stay. Stop begging people to stay. Let them go. If you're holding on to something that doesn't belong to you and was never intended for you or for your life, then you need to let it go. If you're holding on to past hurts and pains, let it go. Did you hear that? If you're holding on to past hurts and pains, let it go. If somebody can't treat you right, love you back, and see your worth, let it go. Let it go. No one can withhold the good that God has for you. What you think of me is none of my business. God bless you, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.